You're listening to Sport Today on the BBC World Service. We'll go to Italy now. A tragic story from the weekend. And today, the Udinese captain Antonio Di Natale has said he may retire at the end of the season following the death of his teammate Piermario Morosini on Saturday. Morosini was on loan with Livorno. He suffered a cardiac arrest during a Serie B match. Today, Mario Balotelli has been among the big names in the game to pay tribute to the 25-year-old. They played together for Italy's under-21s. Balotelli called him a great lad, and Udinese's players will remember him at a special ceremony tomorrow. Federico Farcameni is an Italian journalist with Radio Mana Sport and joins us now. Federico,
hello,
Italy still in shock, I guess, today.
Yeah, absolutely. La Gazzetta dello Sport, the Corriere dello Sport, the two sports dailies on the front covers both, stressed the importance that it was given to Morosini's death, really, around the world. So, there were pictures of Man United players embraced the centre circle of the screen board in Toronto, paying the respect to Morosini's death. But inside the paper, Gazzetta dello Sport specifically tried to highlight a few problems. One of them lies at academy level, where a young player has to wait even for 2 months before he can actually have some proper tests, some proper screening, and this might influence the rest of his career. Quite strange, in my opinion, quite strange, the fact that Roberto Mancini's words after what happened to Muamba, when he said that the Italian medical system around football was much better than in England, weren't mentioned at all in any of the major newspaper, but all in a website yesterday, and they proved, anyway, that every circumstance is different, really. But, as you were saying, other papers like Corriere della Sera or Repubblica stressed the words of Di Natale, who was one of Morosini's former teammates, and the Udinese forward said that last year was thinking to go into retirement, as you just said, because modern football is too fast, players play too many games, although he said that he believed that what happened to Morosini was just really unlucky, and in fact his family was unlucky, shall we say, because Morosini's story, I don't know if you have discussed these about...
It's a tragic story, isn't it? Life has not been easy for Morosini.
Exactly, because, it's really that peculiar if you think that between 1999 and this year, his family lost 4 of their 5 members, because Morosini's mother died when he was 13. His father died for a heart attack 2 years later. Morosini himself was left to take care of his 2 older disabled brother and sister, and his brother committed suicide a few years ago, and now the only one left is his sister, Maria Carla. So speaking of Di Natale himself, as well as other footballers from Serie A, Serie B, already committed to help her out through her life because they know how much Piermario cared about her. But back to the coverage of the papers, other dailies like Turin's La Stampa or Rome's Messaggero, or even Naples' Il Mattino preferred to concentrate their attention on the case of the ambulance that could not leave the ground in Pescara because of a car of the local police obstructing the emergency gates. So this is where everybody has started to pass the buck, because Pescara's mayor, for instance, said that the paramedics should have made sure the gate wasn't blocked, or the air steward of the ground claimed that everybody normally park where they want around the Adriatico Stadium. So, also another thing provoking a lot of reactions is the fact that defibrillator apparently was too far away, and everybody knows that, just 60 seconds of delay can reduce of 10% the probability of saving a human life. And shall I say, last thing, other controversies were raised by 2 more papers yesterday. Rome's Il Tempo and Trieste's Il Piccolo were widely criticized all over Italy for publishing the picture of the moment when Morosini dies, and the public considered this as very offensive and disgraceful, although we have to consider here how much visual the Italian culture is normally. So, But this is still, raising controversies.
Okay, Federico, thanks so much for bringing us the latest from Italy there. That was Federico Farcameni, an Italian journalist with Radio Mana.